again. So last time I got stuck with a very, very broken tic-tac-toe game. I've been trying to figure out what was wrong, and in the process, I went ahead and cleared up a few things. So first, let me show you what I did, because I had to get this thing working. In the block select, I changed this from being fully recursive to only partially recursive. So in other words, where previously, every time that there was an unavailable block, I would run another block select. I am now just running a straight increment. So in other words, if I get a 1 and 1 is unavailable, I increment that and I get a 2. If 2 is unavailable, I increment that and get a 3. And it continues and only calls itself again if I hit 9. I don't really like it going that way, but it does work. So that is, effective. Other little things that I've had to update to make sure everything was clean. Say action is set so that it will announce what it is that's being done. If Angel 1 is set, it will call out a name. This is really just debug information at this point because I don't have this set correctly. It's not actually going to call their name. It's calling a character ID instead. This will be correcting in this session. The other thing that I updated is this piece here. So in here, this entire block up here. So I went ahead and set it so this is what it does now. We call the block select, and before we would just jump straight to updating the active angel. Instead, what we do now is we set the variables for character ID to be the block character ID. In other words, which character they're calling out. We set the event ID to the block ID, and then we increment it by 3. The reason for that is block 1 is ID 4. And this actually is a pattern that continues for all of the block events. So block 9 is actually ID 12. So that's why we increment it by 3. Then we call the event image updater, which takes the character at that for that block and sticks it on that block. Then we update our event ID by 9 because we have these little events on top, and so for block 1, which is event 4, we have event 13 for the little ownership flag, which is going to be the angel sitting on top. And to set that, I've added a variable called active angel ID. If the angel is set to 1, then angel 1's actor ID is put there. If it's set to 0, angel 0's actor ID is set there. Then I tell it to use the character ID 25, which is the active angel ID. We call the event image replacement call again. We do a check for victory. We say the actions, and the rest is as it was before. I just added a debugging statement of round in here. I'm just going to set these last 2 pages to auto. This whole time I was debugging, that was the actual issue. And let's see how this runs. Again, I'm incrementing instead of running recursively. I'm not exactly happy with that. I prefer the cleaner design of a fully recursive function, but this will do. I mean, this is more, friendly towards the call stack, and apparently that's what was killing me last time. And here we go. See, so she calls out the character ID, the character on that spot, and the character and the name aren't matching right now because that's actually the innkeeper, not the priest on block 6. But on top of the character is the little angel to specify ownership. Then the next one calls, the next one calls, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. There. Angel 1 just won because of the bottom. And it sends us right back here to this place. So the game at a very basic level is working. What I'm going to do, simply because I wanted to release this in time for the new year, and the new year is nearly upon us, because I am totally taking way too much time with this. I am just going to copy this, paste it here, and drop this whole choice selection. So instead of having a choice on where we're going, we're just going to the tic-tac-toe game. That's the only one I'm going to be implementing right now. In further versions, I may update that to use the other ones, but I really just want to get one thing complete in time for the new year. So we're going to stick with tic-tac-toe. The logic's all set. All of the pieces work. It does need new text. These should appear. I'm not resetting those, am I? Ooh, I know what happened. It got full. So I do have to check to make sure there's no victory. Change this to an else. Add another conditional here to see if the other victory case is in place. I actually want to see if this is off. Okay. Let me purge this stuff out here. If 1 is off and 2 is off, then we set it. Get rid of the secondary branch. There we go. So if neither angel is victorious, then check to see if it's full. Because we should get a bunch of graves in the graveyard now, if this works properly. Should have a bunch of graves. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I never actually set them as being dead for when they're selected. So let's go ahead and do that character select. If character 1, if dead is on, else turn it on. That's what's missing. Okay, if character 2 is dead, so character 2, we did. Character 3, did. Now, I may have to do the same thing I did last time if we get another Stack Overflow, which is to go with incremental rather than recursive. I still really do not like having to do that, but if we have to, we have to. It's just a limitation with the stack. We have a much smaller stack than I was expecting. It can only handle about 100 events before it just chokes, which is sad because these numbers can easily reach like huge amounts. We're up to 5. 6, 7. And 9. Now this will probably result in the same kind of incident that I had last time, but this is the way we want it to be designed. And we shall see if this runs. And here we go. Yep, there it goes. We're going to have to switch to incrementing it. In which case, in place of this, we're going to take block char ID and increment by 1. So we add that all the way through. Oops. Helps if I grab the right one. And put it in the right place. Here we go. Increment, 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 and last one, recurse. So again, changing it to incremental instead of recursive. I don't like it, but if it cuts down on the stack utilization, we kind of have to go with it. Well, actually, I want to talk to this little doggy. I just wanted to talk to the dog. There we go. We get a whole bunch of graves. I just have to disable the dog. Where is, here we go, spring. Add a new page. Of nothingness. And a second page of nothingness. Actually, I'll set both of these to do the same thing, which is to turn self switch A on. And let's see, the priest was character 1. It was indeed character 1. We transfer to the next season. Go over to summer. And we do this whole fun thing again. However, if he's not dead, I remember, I believe it was people 1. I don't even remember which one was the priest. The gray-haired guy. Which one was the gray-haired guy? Let me go check. Priest is people too old, slot 0. Okay. Transfer to Summer Village. There we go. Let's see if this works. If the priest is still alive, he gives us a nice little service. If he isn't, then that's pretty much just it. Wow, pretty much everybody got wiped out. That's right, I didn't reset them. Now, which event is this? This is event 19. So event 19 is character 6. If character 6 dead is off, let's put up here. That way we can just replace it with the priest. need to clean that up too. Okay, so after I'm just going to create a common event to repopulate. Here. Let's see. Character one select. Cool. Give me a second. We run character one select and we turn them back to life. And if character 2 is dead, we call character 2 select and bring them back to life. And again, we just repeat this for all 9 characters. Whichever ones have died, we can reset them with new characters. Character 4. And we raise them from the dead. Character 5 is dead. We select a new character 5. And mark them not dead. Okay, repopulate character 6. Mark them not dead. Character 7. And two more characters, 8 and 9. There. If somebody's dead, it replaces them. Very straightforward, very simple. And I can call it from here. And up from here. Shouldn't be there. But at least we got new people all over the place. Let me check this again. It's in here that I messed up. How did character 1 not die? Oh. Now that should work for him. wiped out. Alright, I haven't set the season yet. So he's definitely doing his part, but I do need to update the season value. Because that controls where these characters end up. Season set to 2. That should send everybody back to the right place whenever they come out of the buildings. Should actually just set it to increment. Cool. So that much is working. Let me update this to increment. It'll just be add 1. Add 1. We'll just replace this one here. This one. Just do it. This should actually start lagging as we get through. I may have to go to incremental on this as well. I really don't want to. For the actors, I mean. So we had to switch to incremental for the earlier ones. So let me go ahead and make a season transfer in here too. A much simpler common event. Where we'll simply increment the season at 1, and then depending on which season it is, send them to the right place. Come on, transfer. Season 1 sends us to spring. Season 2 sends us to summer. Let's grab the transfer event here. Season 3 sends us to autumn. And season 4 sends us to winter. Let's see. Season 4. And I'm just going to dump one more case in here, in case we actually do reach the end of the game. It's going to be season 5. It will dump us in a place that there's nothing there so far. Middle of nowhere. Okay, save that. Update this. Call the event. Purge these two values and call the event. And do the same thing in all of these basically. All the ones I just copied. I'm going to purge this and add that new event, because that will actually handle what we need to do for the transfer. And calling event. And calling event. And last one, winter. should handle all the transfers. I suspect that we're going to run out of characters as we run through. If that's the case, I'll switch it from recursive to incremental for the actor selection. I have a feeling it's just going to hit like that. I mean, if it couldn't handle 9, it's not going to be able to handle 36. Actually 29, because the first 7 are allocated. And I need to clean this up on reset. And I need to clear. One more thing I forgot to set. I'll just do it in the event because it's cleaner. That is, I need to set victory status back to 0. This is the reason why I had them be separate values rather than do victory off of one state or the other. If they're separate values, I can reset them. Now we see just how messed up this game is. And into the waterfall, into the secret cave, and back to the game board. Let's see what we get. I just set them both on. I think I probably did, didn't I? No, I set them off. How is this? Oh, I transferred before I set them. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm changing these before or after I transfer, which is probably messing it up. So let's try this again. Okay, iteration 1. Still need to do a cleanup on reset. There we go. Now the reset cleaned up. So we go back to the cave. I need to clean that up. But at least the state for the external events is working. Yeah, common calls. I knew that would hit. So what we have to do is, and I'm actually going to do this off camera because of how much of a horrible mess it is. These character select sequences have to be incremental instead of recursive. So all of this, if fail then call, has to be if fail then increment, and then at the end call. The same way that I did with the other sections. This also means I need to purge the registers for let's see, for the games before I go to transfer. Thankfully, they're all pretty much the same, so I'm just going to add that to the transfer call in here. Just going to add it at the end. Let me see what these IDs are. Anything that has triple T on it. So 14 through 25, and switches 50 through 68. 50 through 68. 50 through 68. Get set to off. And variables, let me just double check. 14 through, let's see, uh, through 25, 14 through 25. Get set to 0. Now I do need to set one more piece. What was that? Let me check. I don't remember which piece it was right now. Oh, that's right. I do have one more piece. I created the functionality, but I forgot to create the actual calls. So any character that I actually think I'll do this one in the next session as well, which is essentially we have to have we have what we need in there for them to be able to go mad. So we'll need to just create the mechanism that sets that, as well as the mechanism to unset it. And we also need to clean up the board whenever that chance comes through. So let me just do one quick run through to make sure that we are not doing instant wins on the board right now. And then next session we will do the reset and the madness, which I think will work, fairly well. So round 1. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Do we get a clean round here? Oh, still not cleaning it. And I put it in the transfer unit, so it should accept it there. I think that these are just being picked off by the auto run. Before we get a chance to do anything. Well, actually, I'll just fiddle with it next time. So I'll go ahead and cut this here. Next session we have game board cleanup, we have madness, and as well as some generic state cleanup for issues with the game board. So until next time, bye.